This is Two Dudes, One Deck, and we're here to rank the Guild Charms for Commander.
The best charm may surprise you, and the worst one is Gruul.
It always is. But we're doing this today because we were inspired by the new Aragorn the Uniter card. To try to figure out cards that would go well in that, and we started looking at the charms, and we thought, hey, why don't we actually just come up with our list of like which charms are actually viable and good in Commander, and just kind of rank them all. So here we are. We're gonna start off with number 10.
Gruul Charms.
Yeah, just like you heard in the intro.
I wasn't joking.
No, it's bad. It's really bad.
All right, what is it? We got a red and a green instant. Choose one. Creatures without flying can't block this turn.
Wow, sick. So good. Oh my god.
Or gain control of all permanents you own.
Wow, so useful. Oh my god, I can't even count on one hand how many times someone's stolen my stuff.
Gruul Charm deals 3 damage to each creature with flying.
Yeah, because flyers are the only threat in Magic. We all know this.
Yeah, we got can't block this turn. Mediocre. Gain control of all permanents you own. It is a solution to something, but there are better solutions to that.
It's just like extremely niche, and there are better. Yeah, like you said, there's better solutions. So it's just like not.
Deals 3 damage to each creature with flying. That's dumb. That's dumb.
That's dumb. All right.
0 out of 10.
0 out of 10. Gruul Charm. Not even 1. Like
there's 10.
There's 10, and it's not even 1 out of 10. It's 0 out of 10. No charm is better than Gruul Charm. Okay.
I agree.
Number 9. Dimir Charm.
Alright, it's a blue and a black instant. Choose one. Counter target sorcery spell, or destroy target creature with power 2 or less, or look at the top 3 cards of target player's library, then put 1 back and the rest into that player's graveyard.
Yeah, so this one's number 9. For pretty obvious reasons. Sorcery spells, really not that popular in competitive Commander. Shooting at a creature with power 2 or less. I mean, a lot of creatures with low power, low toughness. We've talked about this before. They're generally creatures that have like ETB effects. You want to counter them, not just remove them. Like once they're in, that's it. And I don't think most players really care that much if you mill 2 cards. Or was it only 1? No, it was 2, right? Yeah. So, this one I think is a clear spot, number 9. It can be kind of cool if somebody like vamp tutors for something and you do this, like, haha, I got you, I'm going to throw that in the graveyard, but that doesn't always mean that it's gone.
Yeah, and I think Counterspell basically is better than all of those modes.
Yeah, actually, just Counterspell is better. Like
Counterspell is a better way to solve all the problems that Dimir Charm solves.
You can counter any sorcery with Counterspell. You can counter any creature with Counterspell. You can counter whatever they tutor for with Counterspell.
Yeah, it like to me, it pretty much it's like Counterspell is costs the same.
Yeah, and so if this can't even be better than Counterspell, then yeah, not gonna make the cut. So number 8, Orzhov Charm.
All right, it's a black and a white instant. Choose one. Return target creature you control and all auras you control attached to it to their owner's hand, or destroy target creature and you lose life equal to its toughness, or return target creature card with converted mana cost 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Yeah, once again, just like I don't see this one being very useful, like pretty much ever in Commander.
Yeah. Yeah, when I look at it, I feel like the middle mode, destroy target creature and you lose life equal to the toughness, is the best, which means you could play a kill spell and
yeah, you could just play like Doomblade.
I feel like the first and the third one, you're not really looking for it, and if that's the case, then it's not that flexible.
Yeah, exactly. If you're running this just for the kill spell aspect of it, just put in a kill spell.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to number 7 on our list, Selesnya Charm.
All right, we got a green and a white instant. Choose one. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Or exile target creature with power 5 or greater. Or create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance.
So one thing we talked about with this card that is kind of cool is being able to like flash in a blocker, basically. You just flash in the 2/2, knight creature token. Can sometimes be a big deal. Other than that, I mean, exile target creature with power 5 or greater can be cool. I don't know. I don't know how many times you're really gonna struggle with creatures with power 5 or greater in Commander, and if you are, just path it, right?
Yeah. I mean, this one you're at 7. We're starting to get maybe into useful territory.
Yeah, we're getting there, but this still just doesn't feel. This still isn't it,
Yeah, we're not quite like excited to play this yet.
No, I mean I will say specifically with like Aragorn, kind of cool because you get to play it. You get a 1/1.
And the trample's
token.
Nice.
Yeah, you get a 1/1 token, and you can give Aragorn like trample, and you can like +4 him from his own thing, so you can give him +6/+6 with trample. Like this can be like a big combat trick type of thing for him. But I mean, if you're thinking of running this in other commander decks, there's probably better cards.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about number 6 now, Simic Charm.
All right, Simic Charm is a green and a blue instant. Choose one. Target creature gets +3/+3 until the end of the turn. Permanents you control gain hexproof until the end of the turn. And return target creature to its owner's hand.
Yeah, so we got a bounce spell, some protection, and like a combat trick on this card. The protection can be nice, like giving your permanents hexproof. It doesn't really protect against like a board wipe, though, is the problem.
Yeah, so this giving all your permanents hexproof is not that much better than just giving one permanent hexproof, because oftentimes, one thing will be getting targeted at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not pretty often that you see just like mass targets from like one spell that you're reacting to. So that's you could just run something else that's just like, give this hexproof. For probably cheaper. Isn't there like a spell that's like 1 green to do the same thing, basically?
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah. And then once again, like return target creature to its owner's hand.
Not bad.
Not bad, but unsummon exists in 1 blue. Target creatures put like giant growth. It's got a bunch of stuff on it that just essentially costs 1 mana.
Yeah, I guess what is this one? Number 6. So
yeah.
This is just below the halfway point.
Yeah.
This is almost worth 2 mana. Like if you give something hexproof and you save it, that's like maybe worth 2 mana. Bouncing a creature, okay, like maybe you could. That's 2 mana worth of value in that game. But you compare that to something like Gruul Charm, where I would say if you casted Gruul Charm and you got all 3 modes, that's not even worth 2 mana. That's not worth 2 mana to get all 3 of those, pretty much. You could get... Gruul Charm could say, choose all of them.
It's still bad.
Yeah, whereas this one, it's like, they're both
so
worth
true.
1.
Yeah.
The hexproof and the return target creature, they're both worth 1, as you said.
Yeah, true. Everything's worth 1.
Which, like, the flexibility, you could add them up to 2.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to, like, maybe being worth it. And
yeah.
I think the next one...
Yeah, absolutely. I think the next one's going to do it, because the next one's number 5, and for Commander, Boros Charm is number 5.
Alright, we got a red and a white instant. Choose one. Boros Charm deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Or permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Or target creature gains double strike until end of turn.
Yeah, so Boros Charm, just to kind of preface this, we think Boros Charm is very good in other formats, but specifically for Commander, Boros Charm feels a little lackluster. I'd say probably the best thing on it for Commander would be Indestructible until end of turn, because that actually does help against board wipes, which in Commander, if you're in a 4-person pod, like, someone's probably got a board wipe because there's 4 people to hit with that, right? Or, well, 3 other people other than yourself. So having some sort of protection there can be really nice.
Yeah, there's board wipes for many types of permanents. You commonly see like creature and artifact board wipes, and this gives all your permanents indestructible. That's nice.
Yeah.
And then the double strike and the 4 damage are both fine.
Yeah, they're just okay. Like, the cool thing is the 4 damage can hit a planeswalker, so you know you can. It might be easier to remove planeswalkers that way, rather than having to focus like attacks to do it, because a lot of commander decks just like don't even really run creatures, so it's hard to remove planeswalkers sometimes. But planeswalkers themselves also aren't really super common in Commander, are they?
Yeah, they're not that common.
Yeah.
They get attacked, so they're...
Yeah, and 4 damage to a player is so much more relevant when they only have 20 life compared to when they have 40 life.
Yeah.
Like, you're essentially doing half the damage that you normally would, so it's like, it's basically like a shock, which...
is horrible.
Is bad, right?
Yeah, you would prefer to lightning bolt someone, and if you shock them, it's like, ugh.
Yeah. So the Boros Charm, it's got a combat trick on it, it's got protection on it, and some damage. Generally not going to be super relevant. I do think Boros Charm will be really cool with Aragorn, though. Combat trick Aragorn. Give that man double strike. Also, lightning bolt them in the face and get a token. Cool stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, so we're in the top half now, so these ones are going to be looking pretty good. We're on number 4, Azorius Charm.
All right, it's a blue and a white instant. Choose one. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn, or draw a card, or put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. We got a blue and a white instant. Choose one. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn, or draw a card, or put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library.
Yeah, so Azorius Charm, what really stands out to me is the 2 mana to draw a card, but then you've also got other options that can be very helpful in some situations.
Yeah, like an instant that costs 2 mana and draws you a card, I feel like you're at least getting 2 mana worth instant speed draw.
Yeah.
Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. That's pretty hard removal. It's obviously not as good as exiling it or something like that, but it's better than putting it back in their hand.
Yeah, definitely better than that.
And then creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. That's just a good combat trick. Like, you can attack or block with a fairly big base and then gain, 12 life or something, which is sometimes the difference maker for a win.
Yeah, that can be very, very helpful in staying alive. Cool. Well, Azorius finds a solid spot at number 4, and now we're into the top 3. We're looking at Golgari Charm for number 3.
All right, this is a green and a black, the best mana cost for any spell.
Corey's favorite.
We have an instant. They're all instants. Choose one. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn, or destroy target enchantment, or regenerate each creature you control.
Yeah, so this card is sick. The regenerate each creature you control, it's more protection from like board wipes and stuff, just like with Boros Charm. Not as good as just making them indestructible, obviously, but it's still pretty good protection. And then destroy target enchantment. There's some really, really strong like crippling enchantments and stuff in Commander. One enchantment that jumps into my brain is Food Chain. I'd love to have removal for that. And then, the first mode, the -1/-1, it's very, I'd say that's another kind of like niche thing, but it can be very strong in the right situation.
Yeah, I feel like all of the modes on this one it's like possible for you to use them in a game.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Some of the
absolutely.
other charms, like with Orzhov charm, we can go back to that one. It feels like you'll be using the middle mode the most on Orzhov charm to destroy a creature.
Yeah, you're not going to get a whole lot of value out of like the other stuff.
Whereas with Golgari charm, there's probably going to be situations where you can use all three, and I think you'll use all three and be pretty happy.
Yeah, it's got a much wider range that all feel good when you use it, so definitely a lot better than Gruul Charms.
I will also say that there's enchantments in all the colors pretty much that you want to destroy too.
Yeah, I can think like Rhystic Study.
Rhystic and Mystic.
Food Chain.
And then you have like Smothering Tithe in white.
Yep, absolutely.
And, Rule of Law, all those. There's a lot of enchantments in white.
In white, specifically, there's a lot of crippling enchantments that you do not want in play.
And in black, you can hit like a Necropotence, although that's not the best target for removal, and something like a Phyrexian Arena.
Yeah.
You'll never run out of enchantments to destroy with Golgari Charm, and you can contrast that with Dimir Charm, which is counter target sorcery. I feel like there aren't as many sorceries, nearly as many staple sorceries running around as enchantments.
Yeah, I completely agree. Enchantments are definitely more common and generally better than sorceries. If you're going to cast something at sorcery speed, you want to kind of stick around and have a more effect than what most sorceries give you.
Yes.
All right, cool. So Golgari Charm firmly in third. Let's move on to our second place, the runner-up, the actual two best colors. Is it Charm?
All right, we have a stinky blue and a red.
What do you mean stinky? Hey, now.
All right, it's an instant. Choose one. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2 mana. Or is it Charm deals 2 damage to target creature? Or draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards.
Yeah, so Is It Charm is super cool. I really like the draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Faithless Looting, love it. As well as, counter target non-creature spell. That can come in handy a lot. Like we've talked about already, enchantments are a non-creature spell that are nice to remove. But this, can also hit instants, artifacts, planeswalkers. So you've got a lot of options. So the counter spell aspect will come into play. And yeah, drawing 2 cards and yarding 2 cards is usually just like a good play to make. The one thing I think holding Is It Charm back is the middle mode, dealing 2 damage to target creature. Not that great. Like we said before, a lot of creatures with low toughness don't really want to remove them. You want to counter them. So just dealing 2 damage in Commander just feels a bit lackluster, but the other 2 modes just feel really good a lot of the time. And I think that's why we've put it in second place.
Yeah, when I've played with Is It Charm in the past, I've run it hoping that I can get the opportunity to draw 2 and discard 2 at instant speed.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that it answers like every threat in terms of types. Like you could either counter a non-creature spell or kill a creature.
Yeah.
That's pretty much everything. And I guess its main issue is the 2/2s.
Mm-hmm.
If it were printed for Commander, it would perhaps do 3 damage to a creature and counter a non-creature spell unless they pay 3.
Yeah.
That's maybe what's holding it back from being like absolutely the best it could be.
Yeah. I'd say that's for sure holding it back from the number 1 spot. Another reason I think I want it to be number 1 as a blue-red player, but in my cast deck I was running Is It Charm for a long time, and I ended up actually taking it out, and that's one of the reasons why I think it gets bumped down as well. It didn't feel quite as good for like the kind of I was trying to make a very competitive deck, so it wasn't quite at that level, but it was close. So now that we've covered the runner-up, why don't we talk about our first place champion of the charms, Rakdos Charm.
All right, we got a red and a black the actual best colors. We were both wrong.
Yeah, turns out it's red and black. To be fair, we are both red, black enjoyers as well.
Yeah, maybe are we biased?
Are we biased? A Jund player and a Grixis player both?
We both agree that Rakdos is the best.
Rakdos is number one.
That was a coincidence. That wasn't on purpose.
That is we weren't looking at the colors when we did this, but maybe our bias is showing a little bit.
All right, well, let's just say what it does, and I think that you guys will agree.
Yeah, I think most people will agree that this is really good for Commander.
And we got some reasons. We got some good reasons.
Oh yeah. We got proof. We got proof to back this up.
All right, we got a red and a black instant. Choose one. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard, or destroy target artifact, or each creature deals 1 damage to its controller.
Alright, so let's start off with the first mode. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Everyone knows the graveyard guy. I feel like there's always one, right? At least one person that's trying to mess around with their graveyard, and Rakdos says, nah, dude, you gotta play Magic like the rest of us.
One time use only.
Yeah, exactly. But no, there's so many decks that play with graveyard though. Like, for example, my Kess deck, I run Underworld Breach, and if you exile all my graveyard before I can like really take advantage of the breach, it's just like, oh well, poop.
Yeah, that can mess up that turn. And then in my Corval deck, I play Reanimate and Animate Dead. And this is instant speed graveyard hate that doesn't have to be sitting in play. It can be in your hand. That's
the big thing about it, is that it's instant speed graveyard hate. So you don't necessarily have to use it until you really need it. So that's a really cool part of this card. The second mode, destroy target artifact. There's so many good artifacts in Commander. Every good Commander deck's got plenty of artifacts to throw around. So you've got plenty of targets for that. So it's just a good thing to have available. And then for the third mode, each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. I mean, there's a lot of decks. There's a popular strategy right now, Corey, right?
Yeah, with Kiki Jiki and Felidar Guardian, or one of the many creatures that make infinite tokens with Kiki Jiki. This actually kills someone who's already infinite comboed and is about to win. Yeah, exactly. They move to combat to try to win, and you go, ha-ha, you kill yourself. Nice job, guy. So yeah, Rakdos Charm, I think, very, very deserving of the #1 spot, at least for Commander. Remember, this is a list, a rating for Commander. The Charms definitely would be in a different order if this was for like Modern or other formats. I think Boros Charm would definitely push its way up there. Oh yeah, Boros is the best in 20 life, I think. Yeah. But yeah, cool. So that's it for our ranking of the 10 Guild Charms today. If you like this content, give us a like and subscribe or follow on whatever platform you're listening to us, and we'll be sure to get more content like this out to you soon. And if you thought we fucked it, if you thought that our ratings were completely backwards and Gruul Charm is actually the best, yeah, Gruul Charm is #1. If not Gruul, then die. Yeah. You can let us know in the comments and tell us why you think that Gruul Charm is the best, or any other thing that's more reasonable than that. yeah, please give us more reasonable takes than that. Tell us why you think we messed up the order, and then we'll say something back probably. Yeah, we'll see. Later, Deckheads. Okay, bye.